Okay, so again, I'm star 1978 Nicole Cattaruzza. That's the letters I'm wearing because it's what I was delivered into or believed into. Um, the but I came out of a Gunder son letter that came out of a McClurg. So I was under the gun. So I am, I guess, Gunder's son, Cattaruzza, for royal word pairing, for how the pun and punctuality work within the 005 and 007 system. So you can see where the shift of 005 with the plank, with the line through it. I wrote online before. There's the story of Sleeping Beauty and the aurora. Like there's aurora borealis, the green, beautiful lights. All right, so aurora has a problem. If you look at the plot summary, it said something about Prince Philip misdirecting, and something happens with, I don't know, I put it up there. The names are there. They're part of the death and taxes for the IRS. Should my real life go awry in this 005, it's 2 zeros. So it's 00, then it's 5000. That within itself is a special extra human function, and has a whole list of who's to blame and who's at fault and where they did not intervene correctly or told the story backwards. Because 007, 8 was supposed to remain together. That's it. It's 1978, and there's 2 zeros before it. That's what comes in the middle, because it's he and I on one critical, crucial timing mechanic. Here's the thing. If you ever see me without him, something's off and wrong, and the system is in danger. We are always around the same age. Now, I just said at dinner tonight to the thin air, Linda was my witness recording artist, I suppose. I said, listen, I was talking to what I call Eric, but I said, there's a larger version of you somewhere, and there's a smaller version of me somewhere. That version we'll call dromedary, where you are actually Antonin Theophile III, is actually the older, more handsome, full version of himself, and he has a little version of me, like a little doll, which is part of the torsion of imperfection, but them trying to fix it in an incorrect manner. So I said, the older version of you that's in dromedary, we'll call him Father of Time, with a small version of me. Right? I was like, this version of me we'll call Mother of Nature while I'm speaking to you, because Father of Time and dromedary and the small version of me has a larger restriction, or so it would seem, on speaking because of his respectable career, while me being in the gutter and being your mother, I have like the nobody cares about us and nobody even thinks about us, and the venereal disease like story of right, gee, I wonder, the hungry in the eye children that wanted to take our love story away from us being, we're only 2 people. It's 1 male, 1 female. I'm 8, he's 7. Now I have a smaller 1.7, and I'm an older 1.8. Great. What did that do for everybody? Absolutely fucking nothing, except make it more complicated and let more people know things, which is more dangerous for everybody in the system. So now, and then I told the little one, I said, so listen, I was like, I was telling about blockchain command. I was like, so if I say, because he said, my mother said, you have to. And I'm like, why is she telling him he has to? I was like, what does the word have mean to you? HAVE? And he's like, are you talking like an avenue? And I was like, exactly. What does that mean? He's like, I'm not sure. I was like, well, it's an alpha verse. I was like, it's an alpha verse in like the esoteric science that the interdimensional uses as like an existential like equation, like to calibrate things. I was like, and what you do is like you build blocks of thoughts, and then it's a chain command because you chain the blocks together, and then you build on top of that. And that's how you get a thought process and a thought pattern, and that's how you build like your understanding of things. And he's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, see, I wasn't born into a system where I had people who knew these things or even talked about these things. I said, I wasn't as fortunate, I suppose, as you. Anyway, I really don't feel fortunate whatsoever, but, all right, so I guess, are we doing what? Neptune over here and Saturn? Because, like, I got the kiddo that matches the genetic, but we're the wrong sizes at the wrong time. So the tune is still out of order. Now, I went over I went over to my Uncle Tommy's house when I was little. And that was the time where the molestation thing came up. And there's in the Sleeping Beauty, actually, from Disney Princess, what happens is like the Space Committee, when like I'm an out of space alien, like I'm supposed to be a royal on a set path for fixing things. But because of what happened on the way in, I'm the out of space alien. I'm out of the royal everything. There's no ministry, there's no anything over here. And it's a dangerous place to be. So I'm on the wrong path, on the wrong system. I'm out of space alien. I have to rely on the in-space aliens in order to do the correct thing and correct my life path. So they argue cases in order to get correction while I'm here. Well, they're supposed to fix it before I got here, but obviously they were still arguing over stuff. One of them was Sleeping Beauty. It was the thing that, like, if they leave me here, I'll start to forget things because they already know what the big farm was, PHARM, the one that harms. Yeah, the interdimensional harming process when I'm held off because of what everybody's trying to do in the future and then claim it wasn't them. Because they're like a dying breed on their cycles. And so by the time you get them in a position, if they understand something, it's too fucking late if they bought into the wrong whatever. So here's the thing. There's a fee schedule, FEE. Usually you call it feed, FEED. So Eleanor, piece of shit she is, married to my Uncle Tommy. Her married name became Gunder. It's Linda Marie Gunder from the 1980s and Craig Gunder's mom. I go over there and she's like, no, I was told I'm in the bag of tricks. I'm allowed to feed you. And I was like, feed me what? I was like, I don't want to be fed by you. I said, I don't want to rely on people like you. I don't want to hear about things from you. I don't want any of that. I said, I come over to see Thomas and to be with Craig. I say, here's the thing, lady. I go, I know from the people I'm speaking to and where I belong from out of space alien, I was like that my grandfather, Clifford, left Mariah in the lurch, which left the children uneducated, which means I haphazardly came into a really dangerous situation for my life and my kids. I was like, you just happen to be one of the consequences of the prior problems. I was like, so I need to educate my Uncle Tommy since the men of the family, since there's 6 of them, seem to have lost control of their wives, their lives, and their children. And I need answers, and I'm supposed to be their coach on what a woman is supposed to answer, like, since you're all infected with some kind of U.S.A. or North American Women's Club thing. I was like, I don't want to know what you think. I don't care. I put it out in the air. It's what it is. That's it. So then she's like, no. She went on about the lib thing. And I'm like, listen to me. And so then my uncle had to take me out of the house because she kept saying, then she told me, there's an Eleanor. I put it up there on the Aurora Borealis. She's the one, Maleficent. Maleficent is spelled M-A-L-E. The male? Yeah. The fucking female with the male attitude that they want to do everything themselves. They've got to, like, tell everybody what to do. You're not a commander, you stupid piece of shit. And you and your kind are a real fucking detriment to the rest of us who want to have happy husbands, happy lives, and, like, nice sex lives. And here we are nobody has a marriage now. And everybody's like, whatever. So I didn't want to hear anything that they had to say, but I was there with Thomas. So Thomas had to take me outside, and he says, listen, he says, I know that you and Eleanor have, like, this thing, and now I'm finding out that there's a case that's already being argued about what she's saying to you. And actually, it's kind of scares me because I know that you're the only one who's sticking up for the men in the family, and all the wives are turning against you, including your own mom, but who doesn't know anything, but just malfunctions. I was like, so the males of Gunder appreciate, right, Crown McClurg, but, right, we took the letters of Gunder, until you came along, and then, right, we handed them over. He's like, I got some friends, and they're telling me about some schedules, with death and taxes. He's like, you know anything about that? I was like, no, I don't. I said, I have heard, they have asked me before what death means. I was like, I don't really know. I was like, again, I just arrived, I just landed, I just got here. But I don't know, what does it mean to you guys? And he's like, well, that's when, like, you go to sleep and then you never get back up again. He's like, I'm just wondering if in Sleeping Beauty, how that fits in. And I'm like, I don't even know that Disney princess story. Excuse me. I was like, I can't even remember that one. I don't know the storyline or anything. He's like, yeah, no, I know, but one of my friends said that Eleanor's name's in it, and it's, like, a really, like, odd name. Like, Eleanor's not a popular name around here. And he's like, neither's Nicole for that matter. And I'm like, right. I'm like, okay. And he's like, no, I get it. He's like, he's like, I'm going with what you said. I'm just using you as my witness, protect myself, since you're supposed to be a charmer. So this way we protect one another, because I don't know what's going on and who's talking in her ear, but I'm starting to see a whole lot of things that you mentioned. And he's like, and I don't know what to do for my 2 kids. I'm like, yep. Well, I said, between your 2 kids, since they got loudmouth over there, I said, I'm going with Craig. I was like, I'll protect you and Craig. I said, but the 2 loudmouth women, absolutely not. I'll just stick with my MO and hope that they all die off fast enough so I can get the fuck out of here. And they don't have enough time in any world to intervene and thwart my effort to just get married. So death befall you all swiftly, so I can be finished with it.